Red Alert 2 World Series action coming at ya, and I am excited. I'm wearing my hype hat. I got my new hype hat. We got the brand new Blitz map. It's called Carnival. It's going to be for the month of February, for the February tournament, running all different divisions on this. It's going to be a lot of fun. Kicking things off, we got Just for Kicks in red on the right side. He's facing off against Wheels in yellow on the left side. We got a bunch of semi-pros in here, going best of one round robin style. We got a bunch of semi-pros. They're going to go down. The winner of the top group goes down to the bottom group to face off with the semi-pro killers, Locust, Snark, and Ed. We're giving out some money. We're having a lot of fun. We're going to test the map. Things probably are going to go horribly wrong, but I'm excited to see in what fashion exactly the chaos will unfold. So, Carnival map, guys. This is our first bigger Blitz map. Let's talk about what you guys are seeing right now. First off, we got the power plants. Power plants pre-captured. You guys know how that goes. Top side, we got the eagles from the Prime map. So each player can build an eagle. And you have this top plateau you can play off of. In the middle, there is a Psychic Dominator. The Psychic Dominator cannot be captured. Psychic Dominator, obviously, is a Psychic Dominator. And there's some crates that spawn in the middle. Some money crates spawn every few minutes in the middle. Nuclear Reactor, bottom side, also cannot be destroyed. On the right here, you start with an oil. You start with a machine shop. Navy is on. Now, the big map, guys, you know, there's going to be... Oh, and some early action already. I love these guys going right at each other, putting on a show for us. Now, the big map, I have no idea how it's going to unfold. Now, to the untrained eye, you're thinking, why not? You know, normally Red Alert 2, the maps are bigger. In normal Red Alert 2, the ore, you have the ore mechanic, obviously. You have to move your MCV, you have to stretch your base to try to get on the ore, to try to get on gems, and that's a whole part of the game. Without that aspect, there's no incentive to leave your base. So that's why, to counter that, I've added the tech, right? You have all your tech spread out. If you don't defend your tech, you're going to lose the tech advantage. And of course, in the middle of the map, we have massive incentives. The Psychic Dominator is huge. The Nuclear Reactor is huge. Again, both these cannot be destroyed. So the battle for the center here, and then the money crates. Now on the Oasis map, if you guys recall, the money crates were kind of a joke. They gave like 500 credits. The money crates on this map give close to 2,000 credits. So we're going to have lots of money coming out in the middle, and it's going to force players to leave their bases to get in there and bang out. The big issue is if we do not have incentives for the middle of the map, the allied player can just turtle. Allied would be super OP on this map. So I know some players, Sander specifically, you know, feels like in Blitz, some of these little clownish things that we add in take away from the game. But I think ultimately, if we just played it straight up without these kind of middle of the map incentives, you would see allied players turtling and winning the game with eagles. So that's where we're at. And just to play into how wacky and weird this is, we've named the map Carnival. It's the Carnival map, because of how much wacky shit's going to be going on, at least in theory. So to start things off here, pretty classic. Both players, war factories, 3-4, similar war factories. Now we're seeing Just for Kicks go over to tech. Yeah, okay, so the Psychic Dominator is captured for Wheels. Now, he did put him low power. The Psychic Dominator does take power, so obviously it's a little bit of a duo here. If you can grab the Nuclear Reactor and the Psychic Dominator, early map control, you could grab both, but Wheels does need to get his power back online there. A bit of a mistake grabbing that Psychic Dominator. He puts himself low power for a tremendous amount of time here. The Psychic Dominator does take a lot of power, so you're going to want to either have a Nuclear Reactor ready or be looking to capture that one on the island bottom side. Okay, so now Desolator's out for Just for Kicks. Just for Kicks in a... Ooh, that's a pretty good Deso hit. He does hit some of his own tanks. Oh, that was a nice Deso hit. He did hit some of his own tanks as well, but that was a really nice move. It's really fun watching these semi-pro players get more used to using the Desolators kind of tactically in these environments like that. Not just like, oh shit, base trade, use a Desolator, but in positions like that where they're kind of strategizing and using them is kind of fun. That's the Desolator usage is one of those things that comes with experience as you move up the ladder of skill. Using Desolators is definitely one of those things. You see the way the pros use them, and it's so fun to see these semi-pros in here kind of emulating that behavior. So Just for Kicks, yeah, using the Desolators here to help him get ahead. 3-5, about even on war factories, but we do have a ooh, Psychic Dominator. Oh, I thought it was about ready. It was hitting 8, not 0. So Iron Curtain now coming for Just for Kicks. That's going to be pretty nice. And he's out with a nuke as well. And this is one of those things, guys. I know it's so easy to theorize. Ooh, he lets him in the backside of his base, goes for a base trade. He does have Desolators there. Let's see, he does have some. Oh, he's going to lose the Iron Curtain. He's not able to blast the Iron Curtain. We do move into a base trade situation here. Drones are out for Just for Kicks, and Wheels is on a lot of radiation. So in a base trade situation, the player with drones and Desolators is usually the one who's going to come out ahead. You got to think this one's going to be going for Just for Kicks here. Wheels, yes, still on so much radiation on the backside. Okay. Yep, and nice. Uses the force shield to save the battle lab. Yeah, a lot of uncontested tanks. You're going to be able to clean things up. Oh, Wheels is pumping drones on this top war factory. Kian, we got to decorate it a little bit more. You know how hard it is to decorate maps, Kian? Come on, buddy. I know. We're going to decorate. The problem is when you decorate a map, the map editor is so annoying. Like, so if you add, like these dark patches of grass, once you add the dark patches, then if you want to go in and move things, like if you want to change the elevation, you have to like remove the dark grass. So usually I do like the final decorations and stuff towards the end. I was kind of proud of some of my decorations here. This like rough brown in the middle here, I was pretty proud of that. But yeah, it does need a little bit more work. We got to get Polye in here. Polye will take care of it. What's going on in this game? Does anyone know? I thought Just for Kicks was winning. Wait, Just for Kicks builds a Kirov. Wait, now both players just have drones and Desos. There you go, Kian. Now you can see. Here you go, Kian. We'll give Kian the tour. Here you go, buddy. Now you see the top. Now you see the bottom. Oh my god. Wait. Oh, wait. Wheels still has 2 war factories. So, Just for Kicks... Oh my god, Just for Kicks has his power and a nuke. The Kirov's probably going to end this. Well, the nuke will end this, actually. Yeah, it's an Eagle pad, Kian. Yeah, so he has... Oh, he has the Psychic Dominator too. Just for Kicks has the Psychic Dominator and the nuke. The Psychic Dominator, the nuke, and a Kirov. Yeah, that's the new Trident. That's what you want. A nuke, a Psychic Dominator. He actually could have saved this. I mean, he can build another Kirov. He has a battle lab, but he should be droning the flak tracks. Okay, now he is. So. Oh, sorry, not the it's like Dominator, not the Mutator. Alright, so Wheels calls GG's. Alright.
That already is an insane level, and the pro is just like...
Yeah,
you need to have 8 arms to be in the pro level. So.
It really, I know, it really is, it is tricky. Like, the way I do my brackets, I mean, in my divisions, right, the pro players, I only put 6 players in pro. And the reason is just, like, ultimately I'm trying to get competitive games. And the problem is, like, it's hard. Like, honestly, the pros, I mean, we have Marco, Kian, Latov, and then, like, Quas, maybe Legend, maybe Luke, maybe, you know, a couple other guys. Berg's been in the Final Four. But if you can't get into the Final Four, I figure might as well have that group of guys in their own division. But it is tricky because Ed won semi-pro this month. Ed is a pro player on most people's lists. But in my divisions, I just try to mix it up a little bit. Anyway, I'm off track here. So
the wild card opening with an AFC, bringing out there early on, and Yuki's gonna send it downfield with Rhinos right away. What is Ed's plan for the defense here? Beautiful hit there with the Eagle.
Yeah.
Oh, going for the barracks first so that no more pillboxes. Ed is gonna have to replace that barracks really quickly. Pillboxes are crucial to our defense.
Saves the barracks.
Wow.
And so the allied defense here, and this is where there is a little bit of coin tossing going on. The Eagle's missing, right? Your Eagles are pivotal to your defenses here, and you got to make them hit. The 3 flak tracks, that Eagle gets home. This is scary, spacing out the Eagles like this with the flak tracks, but he takes it out. And Ed putting walls, do you think that might have been a misclick? Did he want a pillbox there?
A misclick. He definitely wanted a misclick.
You don't know, Snark. He's the wild card. Maybe he wanted a wall.
It's true. It is the wild card. That is a good point. You never know. And look at these Eagles. They're everywhere. What is going on here with these Eagles, man? I cannot keep track. Ed is everywhere. Although, nice counter from Hugi. Took out the paradrop really well. Has the tank advantage, and so far is alive here. What's amazing is that Ed is alive after that crazy attack there, early attack. His eco is struggling. Right.
Yeah, his Eco's struggling. Now,
a second ago.
We'll see if Ed can maintain his map awareness here. Ooh, Eagles get a little bit spread out. Now, coming from that top pad gets a little bit annoying. We've talked about that before. You want your Eagles to come in kind of together. You don't want them to get them strung out. Ooh, and Hugi can take a bite here. Ed's tank's a little bit out of position. Ooh. That's tough. That's tough.
Yeah. And Ed suffers there big time.
He doesn't really have the money to be spamming pillboxes, which is unfortunate because he'd be a lot more comfortable if he had a few, and he's gonna need a few pretty quickly. As Hugi on his 2nd war factory, 3rd war factory coming. Crates are out. This could be big.
Save Ed.
And Hugi's gonna get these crates, which is gonna be. Oh, Ed makes a move down. And
what is Hugi doing? Hugi go in.
Hugi could go in. I can't believe Ed pulled all of his tanks for this.
What are you doing?
Ed's trying to get a base trade, and Hugi goes back. Hugi goes back. Now, this is beautiful from Ed. Ed actually doesn't have to base trade. He's going to go for the MCV. Oh, my God.
He gets it?
Oh, he gets the MCV. And all of his tanks making it home for dinner, boys. All of his tanks making it home for dinner.
Oh my god, Yugi must regret not doing the base trade now, right? Could have spammed drones and at this point would have already destroyed.
He dives on the power
Ed's
plant.
base.
Okay, now and also you guys have to remember Ed got a huge chunk of crates there, so Ed can start spamming pillboxes. But will it be enough? The counterpunch is coming from Hugi. The Rockies are defending. He needs to be spamming pillboxes. He has 6K in the bank. He grabbed a couple of those crates on that base trade. Everything went for Ed there, but everything needed to go for him because he's playing allied versus heavy Hugi. And here come the Rhinos. There's no anti-air in this group, so the Rockies are going to be able to help out. Ed.
He's out of position. Rockies out of position.
Oh,
Move the Rockies, Ed. Come on, come on.
The Rockies
Can
go
he
AFK.
hold on this attack? Oh my god, there's so many Rhinos here. I don't see how he can hold on.
It's gotta be it.
He's gonna go for the the War Factories have it. Yugi attack the fucking MCV. Take it out. Here come the flak track. The War Factory's gonna go down. Yugi with 3 War Factories behind us. Oh no, the War Factory's alive. What?
The war? Wait, he has the AFC.
What?
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Snark, I went AFK.
How is the
Snark, I spaced the fuck out. I thought the game was over. I spaced out. He has the barracks, the AFC, and the war factory, and this is a position.
They both don't have an MCV. They both don't have an MCV.
Hugi producing on 3 war factories. Both players.
Yeah, but Ed could get the Eagles out. Ed could get the Eagles out. He has allied infantry, and there's no Desos. No Desos to counter.
No Desolators. No Desolators. So no radar for Hugi, and that's the difference here, boys. If Hugi had a radar and a barracks, the game would be radically different. And in these positions, that's what matters. The GIs are going to be devastating here, and the Eagles. He has the Eagle pad too. But look, the flak tracks are camping the Eagle pad. Oh, Ed's going to lose that Eagle pad. That 5th Eagle's huge right now. That's
the infantry. The infantry is going to be his saving grace.
Yep.
No Desolators.
He can hold with the infantry.
He can hold, exactly. If he can camp with infantry and then amass a big enough army to go on the offensive with some GIs, that's going to be huge. Hugi getting value where he can, taking out the power plant up top and the Eagle pad as well. Yep. Ooh.
Oh, the Rhinos.
If he could get the War Factory here. If he could get the War Factory here.
Ed. It was so close to holding it. So now Ed. Okay. Oh, Ed already took the barracks. Ed got downfield and grabbed the barracks. Hugi's still on 3 war factories, boys. Hugi's still on 3 war factories. And Ed now attacking with his infantry. A little bit tricky.
That's the only thing he has left.
He has
2 elite flak tracks. The elite flak tracks melt infantry.
Yeah, Hugi needs to be careful with those. Wants to keep those alive. And Ed, you know what? Ed still has the Eagle pad on the top side. Hugi forgot about it. Ed can get a 5th Eagle out and start sniping war factories. But there's so much for Ed to be doing right now. And Hugi needs to backdoor with the Rhinos. Hugi needs to backdoor with the Rhinos. The infantry are out of position now. He needs to backdoor, take out the barracks, and end the game.
Yeah, but as RZA is saying in chat here, all Hugi has to do is spam those flag tracks, and it's going to be like on 3 war factories, spam flag tracks. Almost impossible for Ed to keep up with that kind of infantry production. It's not going to help him. So I think Hugi is going to win this game, but wow, that was pretty insane. Ed is still not out of this, and he is the wild card. So no one counts anyone out just yet.
Yeah, the war factory. It's just so funny, these razor thin margins. 1 building difference, right? Hugi on 3 war factories. If Hugi was on 1, 5 Eagles, but now he has to try to sneak 5 Eagles in 3 times. He's going to do it this first time though. Grabs a power. Oh, trying to put him low power.
Ooh, the power. That's a good strat, actually. First of all, slow down the Rhino production. Now, it's not going to... Oh, my God. Look at this amount. Like, what is he going to do? There is...
Yeah.
Look at all these Rhinos.
Hugi... So, there's no counterpunch potential right now, so Hugi can just dive with the Rhinos. It's not like even if he loses all the Rhinos, the GGIs can't pack up their shells and march downfield and win the game anyway. So, he should just be diving. There's no reason to be... He just should click
dive on the Eagle pads. Don't give him elite GGIs. Don't give him elite GGIs.
What the fuck was that? Why didn't he... What? He was trying to shoot the GG... Dive on the barracks, Hugi! What the fuck?
What's he doing? At least he's getting him low power.
Yeah, he got...
Oh my God.
He just... Hugi, click the barracks, buddy. Click the barracks.
Just click the fucking barracks.
Oh my God.
Get it over with. What are you doing? Dive.
All day we've been talking about how heavy Hugi, his specialty's dropping the hammer, and then all of a sudden he's having a seizure right now. But I think this is also, it's to Hugi's, to Ed's credit and Hugi's credit, this is what Ed does to you when you're playing Blitz versus him. It makes you forget everything you know. Like, obviously, us up here, we're like, why doesn't he click the barracks? Because he's playing Ed, man. His head's been spun around 18 times this game. He doesn't know what's going on anymore. but should be closing it out here. Sneer, thanks for the raid, buddy. Appreciate it. Sneer, streaming some of the lower division games for us here today. Appreciate it. Again, guys, we are looking for more streamers, guys. The tournament right now, we had like 90 matches this month. I can't stream close to all of them. So if you do want to get into streaming, even if you've never done it before, some of the lower division games just don't have a streamer because there's no one around. So if you want to get into streaming, we got lower. If you're a newer streamer, we got newer players playing. You guys can match up, have a nice symbiotic relationship. Go, boys. This is the match. This is the hype match. We got Ed, the wild card, in yellow here on the left side, facing off against Snark, the ninja, in red on the right side. Both these guys choosing random factions. Snark getting Allied, Ed getting Soviet. Again, we got... So this is all pretty, everything's pretty close so far in this bracket. Ed on 2 losses, so Ed definitely needs a win here. Try to get into a tie situation, which is still possible. Again, winner of this taking home 20 bucks. This is just kind of a little mini bonus event testing out the new map. This map will be played in the tournament for February. February tournament registration is going to be in my Discord, opening up right after the stream. So make sure to get in there. We're going to be playing Blitz, which is the small map. We also have a Red Alert 2 division and a Yuri's Revenge division. So if you want to play this, if you want to play the traditional game modes, if you want to play both, join the Discord. Come sign up tonight. It'll be starting in February, running throughout the month, and we have divisions for all skill levels. I know I say that all the time, but I gotta say it. I gotta keep saying it because we're always looking for new players, boys. RA to the moon. That's what it's all about. So, Allied and Sove, Allied and Sove. The eagle on the top side. Oh, Ed gets up. Ed comes down. Ed comes up. Grabs Snark's eagle. Snark tried to get off the pad just a second too late. So Ed goes down and grabs that nuclear reactor. That's going to be pretty juicy, you guys. That one's going to make a difference. It's going to be pretty big. The middle building is a psychic dominator, CS Pro. You guys in the chat too. You guys feel free. I know you guys that know answers to questions. We're getting pretty busy in here, especially on these days where I have lots of players. So if you're in the chat and you know what's going on and someone asks a question, feel free to help answer it. We can get a community effort in here, crowdsourcing our answers to questions. Helps out a little bit. We don't want people to be confused. People being confused is no fun. Team effort, boys. Team effort. So, Ed, right away, the Soviet pressure that you want to have here. The Eagles get in and grab a Rhino. Defensive Eagles are what Snark needs right now. Snark just amputates and gives up the power plant. A bit questionable, I think. And so, Ed, this is the corner that you got to think favors the Allied player, right? The Eagle pad and the power plant. So, that pressure from Ed's dialed in right now. That's exactly what you have to do here. Take the Eagle pad, take away, deny the 5th Eagle, the early 5th Eagle, and take the power plant. That throws off the Allied player's build. And, wait, what the oh, I didn't see Ed's reinforcements. Snark massing Grizzlies right now, and a lot of fodder. Ed with some drones being a bit annoying, and now Ed bounced over to the right side, gonna grab the oils. The crates are out, boys. The money crates are out. Again, yeah, we will be, as some of you guys mentioned, the crate's a little too much right now. We will be dialing back these money crates a little bit. I like the incentive. I like that the player who's right now, I like that the Allied player's punished for being in his base. And you can't have a map that rewards turtles. We have to have incentives for map control, especially in Blitz, or you're just going to have a camp fest. But so I like that advantage, but the money's a little too much, as Ed now bounces up to 12K and Snark's going broke. Snark on Battle Lab Tech, Mirage is out, and exactly what he needs right now. Yeah, Neo. If you have a question, ask Ivor. Yeah, thanks, Neo. Appreciate it, buddy. Appreciate it. All right. I know we're getting lucky. Normally, when I hit triple-digit viewers, we start having like one person come in and be like, "Dumb, why aren't you playing re-cool maps?" You guys, we got a nice group today in here. All 100 of you guys being nice. I think it's the hype hat. You can't really be mean to a guy wearing a hype hat, can you? Mirages, Dogs, Grizzlies, and the Eagles. The Eagles still chipping away at the Rhinos here, I think is a bit questionable. I think at this point, Snark needs to be looking downfield to get some offensive value. Ed brings out a radar. We're going to see a Deso Bomb. Desolator's here to counter these Mirages. Rhinos really cannot push into these Mirages. Yeah, can't really push in right now. Some snipers would be huge. And this is getting really scary territory. We've talked about it before, right? That 3-minute mark as you switch over, and Snark's out with a Chrono Legionnaire for God knows what reason other than our own entertainment, which Snark obviously cares about. Now, the Allied player, right? So Snark is doing exactly what I thought he wouldn't be able to do. He's just camping in his base. Now, Ed got the crates, right? So Snark's going broke. Ed has the money advantage. Eagle's going downfield trying to get something done. Now, Ed has all the map control. I'd like to see Ed grab the Psychic Dominator, right? That's one more thing you can do. If you have map control, he has the nuclear reactor. That's another way to punish the camper right now. Grab that Psychic Dominator and have, another thing to force Snark's hand here a little bit. Now, the Mirages are out. Yeah, Ed's going to need a Deso Bomb. Snark. Ooh, Snark doesn't have snipers, you guys. Snark's not going snipers. So this Deso Bomb is going to be absolutely devastating. The allied player needs snipers in this position. There's a Vet Eagle in that group. 3 Vet Eagles. Holy shit. But Snark needs... Snark's broke. So that's the problem here right now. Snark is broke. If he had another AFC, had 4 more Eagles, of course that's a 7,000 credit investment, he could be going downfield and chipping away at war factories, trying to control Ed's production. Ooh, and Ed lets Snark get on the backside. He sneaks out a little recon mission, grabs a couple of those crates. That's exactly what Snark needed here to boost his economy. And Ed, ooh, Ed should have denied that. He should have made Snark pay for camping. That should have been another 10K in Ed's pocket. Instead, Snark grabs it. And so Ed potentially letting Snark back into this game now. Now Snark on 12K. Paradrop top left, trying to get something done. Flak tracks to counter. And Ed, there's a few things Ed can do here, but Ed's going to gear up. So Ed's going to gear up a Deso Bomb and send it straight down the gut. And it's so funny. You guys have heard me do this so many times. I'm like, ooh, what can the Soviet player do? Da 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 da. What the Soviet player can do is Deso Bomb and roll through. And it might work realistically. But instead, Snark going to bring the fight to Ed. But realistically, at this point, I think Ed's probably wishing he had gone Battle Lab tech earlier. We do see a Battle Lab now, a little late to the party. Or grab that Psychic Dominator, right? Had Ed grab the Psychic Dominator as soon as he saw Snark take... Oh, big Deso Bomb. The hard counter, the paper to the rock right there. Gets quite a few Mirages, but fuck, I don't know. Snark's still got a ton behind. Pretty good Deso Bomb. So you see Snark's trying to take out the flak tracks, I think. He's trying to mess with these Deso Bombs a little bit. And Snark still doesn't have snipers. If these are geared up, if these flak tracks are Deso Bombs, he could go right in the heart and probably end this game. So he's going to try to take the higher ground here. That's why the map was designed like this. Another kind of anti-camping measure. Desolators, where are the Desolators? Big Deso Bomb, but Snark jumps off. Snark does jump off, and now the Rockies bounce in. Nice little 1-2 from Snark there to counter those Desolators. Pretty good Deso hit, but Snark still holding this position nicely. Still no super weapons for Ed. So, Ed just a little bit slow developing the Soviet moves you'd expect to get in there and try to crack this allied shell now. But he's going to edge in again and maybe dive on an oil here. Both players now pretty much on funny money. Ooh, and Snark, Snark could try to chase these rhinos out of here, actually. Yeah, he's going to. Oh, but Ed splits off, goes topside. Ed AFK on the top side, grabs a war factory, grabs a little bit, so kind of cutting off this expansion from Snark is nice. This army's getting a little scary, and once again, you guys, Snark jumps in the middle, grabs the crates. Doesn't really matter. He's going to go from 20K to a bunch more. Yeah, Ed just not where he wants to be on the back end right now, right? I mean, he's had that Battle Lab for a while, but he's on 20K, no Iron Curtain from Ed, so just not the kind of tools you'd expect. It's easier said than done. He's just been really focused on this attack at the expense of his macro, and now as you hit the 8-minute mark, to not have an Iron Curtain against the allied player, certainly not where you want to be. Wait, what about Mirages being rocks? Mirages aren't rocks? Wait, Mirages should be able to turn into rocks. Berg, add that to the to-do list. Oh yeah, Berg, we need to nerf the sandbags as well. That's #1 priority. The sandbags don't get, if you hit them with an eagle shot, the eagle don't take down the sandbags. And now Ed gonna go, and Ed, I like Ed's trying to do the equation. He's trying to do it the old-fashioned way. Finally, he just smashes the weird button. He's just like, let's do it. Let's go, boys. Kirov's out. 5 Kirovs headed straight downfield here. Now, of course, Ed is going to have to try to support these Kirovs a little bit, try to take out these IFVs. Desolators in position. Ooh. Yeah, I thought those Desolator might have been able to grab some of those. So Deso Bomb getting geared up, and both these guys just, like, taking turns. The flak. Oh, the IFVs. Massive Deso Bomb. And Ed sets himself up. Can these Kirovs get something done here? Chrono Legionnaires go to the back of Ed's base. That was hilarious. Iron Curtain now out for Ed as we hit the 10-minute mark in this game. That's a lot of Rocketeers, though. Ooh, Ed doesn't have enough anti-air. He's got an elite flak track. Now Ed brings in the flak tracks to deal with the Rockies. So the Rockies, he Deso Bombs. The Kirovs are going to bust through. The Kirovs are busting through, boys. The MCV needs to go on the run. Oh, my rock, paper, scissors analogy. Yeah. Okay, I got it now. The Kurovs go AFK. Ed, why are the Kurovs AFK? The barracks goes down. Snark trying to defend with Chrono Legionnaires. It's got to be the beginning of the end here. Snark still has quite a few war factories left, but it's not going to matter. And after Ed worked down the list how to crack the allied turtle shell, he went through about 9 different options before he settled on Deso Bombs and Kurovs for the win there. So Ed, the wild card, taking that one home. In dramatic fashion as usual. A lot of times the crates are on a timer. Now, there's specifically no timer on these crates, so it's even a little bit trickier to time it, right? You kind of have to have like a feel for it, and then obviously it's a bit of a gamble. You stretch yourself thin, and then the other player plays the crates, but I think we will be dialing them back a little bit, but honestly, I kind of like these guys battling for them. Like, I want the crates to be good, for sure. It's kind of fun to see that and what players can do with it.
There's no timer, but they come out at a specific time every time, right? Like
but yeah, that time, but that
players don't see the time. Okay.
Yeah, there's no timer for the players to count, and also that feeling can kind of change if there's a slight amount of lag in the game. It might come out 30 seconds differently, that first one. So it's kind of.
I feel like might get it if you remember what type of what building was out by the time those crates come out. You kind of time it in that sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if you always have the same build order.
Into your build.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah, it's well, luckily those players were able to even out that game, so we had a pretty even game. It's not one of those rees where it's like, oh, one guy was about to end it. So a fairly even game, and there was quite a bit of lag in it as well. So the recon air came in to save us. Now we get to see this whole thing over again, and there's no lag. So hey, PMA pants, boys.
I want to say if that recon error had came out like maybe a minute or 2 minutes before, I feel like I would have said Loka was gonna win this. Loka wins this, But Hugi did an excellent job holding. Keep in mind he was 2-3 war factories behind and out tanked. Like, that's incredible to be able to hold that, because Hugi was on it.
Yeah, it was an incredible defense, and it was just like one of those things where it's like incredible offense, incredible defense, incredible offense. Bike rush. So yeah, so the timer, a real life timer. If you set a timer in real life, it wouldn't work because it's the speed of the game changes. So you could have like a 30-second variable. And okay, all right. So now a fodder advantage for Hugi here, and these guys going right at each other, man, banging out. You love to see it.
And you got to be careful here because the lightning comes out, and if you're going to be too ambitious to get those crates, you might lose some units. You got to be careful because, we saw people lose veteran tanks on that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we saw someone lose their elite tank went down earlier. Yeah, the lightning bolts are OP, and we do those to clear the spots so that the crates can spawn, but as an unintended consequence, they are quite the liability if you're on those spots. It's like playing musical chairs. And so Hugi, this aggression that we've seen from him all day, relentless, and the crates are out. Hugi's in position here. Now you gotta like split your one tank up, waypoint one tank while you isolate the other tank.
Wow, the die for the crates here is real. These guys want the crates. They each got 2 crates, so even.
Yep, okay, very okay. Yes, crates are about even. Hugi's still on the offense here. Just
a lot of back and forth, 4 war factories each, and it looks like Loka has, I think, 30 dogs on queue because they just keep pumping out. Hugi's falling behind on fodder, though. He's going to need him if he needs to contest this.
Yeah, Hugi does need to get the fodder in the fight here. Again, there is a machine shop, so that adds an interesting mechanic because your tanks are residually healing. So if you ever find yourself where you're at half health, all of your tanks, and his tanks are at full, sit back. If you're both at half health, right, you're going to both heal. But if the enemy's army has more health than you, it actually behooves you to sit back a little bit and take a breather and let your tanks juice up. Of course, Hugi, there's no such thing. It's all gas, no brakes. This kid's running on spitting adrenaline, man. Love to see it.
Dude, no one can get a leg up. It's back and forth here. I mean, Yugi has been the one aggressing this entire game, but Loka so far. I spoke too soon.
Man, those ramps like that, those ledges can be the death of people here. But Hugi rolling through, Loka going broke, so not gonna have much sentry gun support here. But can Hugi get it done? Loka with the fodder advantage?
Yeah, you gotta keep in mind though. When you're at your opponent's base and there's these many war factories in play, the reinforcements are just going to be too quick for you to catch up or to have your units catch up to you because you're across the map, So either you have to hit and then get back and could just keep taking chunks because if you overcommit, he's going to just basically come back with more tanks than you.
Yeah,
if that makes any sense.
It's very especially
the correct question to ask now, I think.
Wait, what'd you say, sorry?
I said tech is the correct question to ask now.
I don't think these guys got it in their blood. We haven't seen Hugi build a radar in the last 3 years, dude. But Hugi getting heavily out-foddered here, which is interesting because Loka's the one going broke, maybe because of his fodder, but ultimately he's smoking it to the filter and it's paying dividends because the dogs are what the dogs give him the leg up. He had that fodder advantage. He was able to shift. That was a fucking tug of war, inch by inch, like Loka marched downfield. Gee, this is nonstop, man.
Yeah, and Loka getting those War Factory kills are big. They're huge right now, right? Even if he loses his whole tank battle, guess what? I have 7 War Factories at my home. You only have 3 War Factories now, or 4 War Factories, you know?
Yeah, and Loka's gonna clean it up right now.
Oh my god.
That's insane.
Here we go. Here we go. Winner of this goes on to the finals, to the championship versus Loka. Hugi versus Snark here. Snark in red, Hugi in yellow. Ed, where are you putting your money? Who do you think is going to take this one?
Oh man, I don't know, man. Hugi's looking very, very scary. Snark has good early aggression. His early pressure might be able to kind of give Hugi a little twist, maybe something he's not comfortable with. So he's not going to be able to just spam all the War Factories as he normally does. So I really don't know, man. This is going to be a nice matchup, I feel like.
Yeah, it's tricky with Hugi's production. The wave comes so hard and so fast of his rhinos that there's gaps in the armor for sure. The one thing that Hugi is a one-dimensional player, right? We know what he's going to do. And, well, as I say that, he opens topside and goes at the eagle pad and goes right at Snark, which is a great idea. Denies that eagle pad from the allied players, huge. But the point is, we know what Hugi's going to do. Snark knows what Hugi's going to do. Hugi knows what he's going to do. The question is, can Snark deny it? And most of the time, if you know what your opponent's going to do, you can give you an advantage. But Hugi is just such a force. The conscript's getting a ton of value right now.
Yeah, they really are, and we talked about the last game that this happened. Snark went downhill, right, or to the other side of the map. Didn't contest this, but this time he does not want to lose his tag power plant, which I think is a great move. You don't want to lose that. Definitely don't want to lose that.
Yeah, and that was, versus Loka. We saw Snark did pick up the win that way by denying, taking kind of more of a base trade in this position. But I like Snark. The thing is, Snark knows, right? If he can get the Eagles out, if he can establish his tech, get his value downfield. We've seen Hugi struggles, right? He doesn't go radar. He doesn't do Deso bombs. So if Snark can get to Battle Lab tech, as soon as the Mirages start coming out, things are going to radically swing in his favor. The question is, can he stay alive? Can he keep his head above water until then? Hugi choosing to engage with these pillboxes, I think he could have jumped on the top side and just taken the power plant, but he's going to get it anyway. Oh, he doesn't get the power plant. Can Snark repair? He's going to get it.
He gets it, yeah.
Oh, I was hoping Snark would make him pay in a little bit more blood for that kind of bit of a mistake. Clicking off the power plant too early. Snark, we're not really able to make him pay for much, so now Snark retreating. No reason to hold that top right anymore. And that's the allied corner, man. The power plant and the eagle pad. That's exactly what the Soviet player wants. Things can be
Hugi on 3 War Factories. It's going to be really tough for Snark to hold now here.
Yep. Yeah, so Hugi, and and the Hugi style, Hugi's got waypointed down the field. The crates are out, and Snark really can't try to make a play on those crates. He's too busy trying to defend. As I say, that beautiful tank control and good fodder from Snark, but he needs to pull back from the pillboxes. Using the Eagles defensively, they grab another.
Very nice.
Very nice. And the Battle Lab's out, Ed. The Battle Lab's out.
But the money crates, we talked about how big these are, and Hugi's about to get every single one of them. Look at his income now. He's at 20K. Jesus Christ.
Any of you guys just joining us here, this is a map experiment. This is for we're kind of experimenting here today. This is going to be the map used in the February tournament. We will be turning down the crates a little bit. We will be opening up the water a little bit more. But other than that, I think it's playing pretty good, Ed. Any other glaring issues you've seen so far, you think? Or
honestly, it looks pretty nice.
Yeah. Nothing else too obvious right now, I don't think. Paradrop top left, not going to work. And Hugi might be learning his lesson from that last game, now pumping a bunch of fodder. That's what put him behind in that last game. So, and he's got the money for it.
Snark learned his lesson. Last time he said he completely forgot that snipers existed.
That's how Snark got the win versus Ed. Probably because he didn't have snipers, let's be realistic. Snark's going to need maybe even a Navy SEAL with how many dogs are here. He's using Chrono Legionnaires and Mirages, not a standard defense here. The Chrono Legionnaires kind of doing work, but he's so out-tanked.
Yeah.
He's so out-tanked.
These Chrono Legionnaires doing work.
Oh, it's not going to matter. The rhinos
He's defending this, man. He held this for sure. They're gonna keep pouring in, but if he continues to pour them in, he's just gonna get elite units for Snark.
Yeah, and Snark, that waypointed tanks heading straight downfield is kind of Hughie's signature move here. Of course, if you don't have a bundle on the front line, you just kind of create an assembly line, which makes it easy to defend. And Snark, 4K in the bank, Chrono Legionnaires on the field, not something I get to say very often in the booth, but Hughie is a war machine. 2, 4, 6, 7 war factories. Thanks to those money crates, he's chilling on 20K. Snark's got to try to, he's using the Eagles defensively, which is nice, possibly keeping him in the game, but he's kind of got to be looking downfield, Ed, right? Like, Snark has to try to get something done downfield.
Well, I'll tell you what, those Chrono Legionnaires, the amount of them that he has, he can send them out there and take any building in like within seconds, probably.
You could try, yeah, yep, and that's got to be what Snark starts thinking about here. It's a, like I said, very nice defense, but ultimately in a game like this, oh, the Chrono Legionnaires, he can grab the crates with the Chrono Legionnaires. He can grab all the crates.
Yeah, he should.
Oh, Snark needs the money. Snark's going broke right now. Will he think of this? Oh, that's huge. That would have been 10K. That could swing the game for Snark. Snark now edging in. Snark on the offense with Mirages and Chrono Legionnaires.
That's insane. This is really nice. I really like this from Snark right now.
Chrono Legionnaires. The Chrono Legionnaires.
Insane.
Oh, the Mirages are going down.
Enough?
Oh, I don't really know what I'm looking at. I don't know how to call a fight like this. Hughie doesn't really know what he's doing either, but Hughie breaks the lines. Unfortunately, the meta redefining tactics from Snark here doesn't look like this dog's gonna hunt. I don't think it's gonna work.
9 war factories, Ivor. That's how many war factories, and he has a 15K still. 20K. He keeps picking up crates.
He's got all the crates. 20K, 9 war factories.
I mean, that was beautiful by Snark, but you got to question that moment right there. He could have used the Chrono Legionnaires to take all the money crates, just like you said, and that could have probably swung the game a little bit in his favor, if anything.
He could have, because if Snark would have just grabbed those money crates and continued to hold, he probably could have swung it. But it's so funny because up here you're saying like, oh, why doesn't he grab the money crates? And it's like,
of course.
But it's so funny, and the point is too, because it's a mechanic that Snark's been playing the game for he's been playing the game for years, right? And all of a sudden it's a mechanic, so you resort to those instincts you have, and there's no instincts about money crates because I just pulled it out of my ass. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, the hype is real, boys. This is best of 3. It is the finals, and what a day so far, man. So many good games. So we're here in the bottom bracket. Both these guys, 2 wins, 1 loss, very close. They're tied up. We're gonna do a best of 3. Winner taking home $20. And Snark, now it's kind of fun, your commentary now, knowing the map a little bit more. Obviously, we're gonna see Soviet versus these guys. What do you? I mean, what's the crates, right? I mean, those are the big thing on this map right now, huh?
Well, I think it comes down to what Ed was saying earlier. If you can integrate the crates into your build so that you definitely have an advantage at that point, even at the cost of your eco, but then you're okay because of the crates.
Yeah.
That's gonna be the OP move.
Yeah, it's definitely because if you get the boost at the right time, it can be absolutely massive. So Ed, what do you think about the Psychic Dominator? Ed, you're the kind of guy who's willing to take risks with the wacky stuff. Psychic Dominator, or like now that where's your head at right now with it? Are you trying to take it some games? You think maybe verse allied, not verse allied? Ed, did we lose Ed? Snark, you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Ed must be AFK for a second.
No, we lost Ed. Okay, all right. So Soviet versus the Dogs and the Rhinos. The Dogs and the Rhinos. Now, these guys did play each other in the prelim, and their prelim game, we had Loka beat Hughie in their prelim game. So Loka did beat Hughie in their prelim game, and a big reason for that was Hughie falling behind on fodder. And once again, we see that from him as well. That's why he lost the first fight. So we'll see here. Now.
Can you guys hear me now?
Oh, yep, yeah. Can you hear us, Ed?
Nice. There we go. Cool.
All right. So pretty even on
Psychic pretty even. Listen, Psychic Dominator, I would take, like, if Allied is going heavy camp, trillion snipers and infantry, that's when I'd say I'm taking up and I'm taking the Psychic Dominator.
That's exactly what I was gonna say when you asked. Yeah, I feel like that's the only time that I would take it. Other than that, I don't. Right now, you have to keep up with the war factories and everything.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. There's definitely a lot going on to deal with it.
Maybe if you have 8 arms, right, like QN, and you could do, while you're doing everything, grab the nuke reactor in the bottom, grab the Psychic Dominator casually while you're microing a million stuff at once. Maybe. Yeah, in that case.
Yeah, there's no. I mean, for me, people are like, when they're watching me play, they're like, Ivor, why don't you do this? I'm like, I'm like, dude, if I do that, I won't build tanks. So what do you want me to do? You want me to build tanks or you want me to do that? Because I can only do one thing at a time. But then you got a player like Kian, he's got 8 arms. So it's like, why not do 8 things at once? There's no opportunity cost. Crates are out. Both players certainly play in the middle. Did you see this? Oh, the dog, that dog on the top side. Oh, okay. So both players about, yeah. I like Loka snuck that dog on the top side to grab a crate. Yeah, these guys, it's so funny watching over the course of the day, the players just slowly kind of figuring these things out. Definitely feeling it here.
Yeah, so you got Snark and Whisper mode. Ed says he can't. He keeps his audio keeps desync, but
love that Loka gets up on
Loka
gets up on that cliff, takes the higher ground, shooting down. That's a good use of your elements, good map awareness, and then Hughie's gonna repay the favor. Remember, guys, when you're on higher ground like that, you get a range advantage. It can give you a really nice couple free shots in a battle. Very nice little back and forth there. That zone's playing really nice.
Yeah, you could get a range advantage, and the Rhinos can't shoot up the cliff. But we're seeing exactly what we saw the previous game. Back and forth, back and forth. Defender's advantage here is huge because his tanks come to reinforce his army faster. So if you're defending, you have the advantage. The question is, how many tanks do you lose on the rebound here? And that's what we're seeing. So Loka now defended. He pushed Hughie back. Now it's getting closer to Hughie's base, and that means that he has the advantage here. But Loka's going to push in. He's going to clean up Hughie's army here. This could be huge, Ivor.
Yep, he's gonna take it down, and you know what? Again, Loka, look at the fodder, right? That has been Hughie's kind of the thorn in his side all day. The fodder advantages. That's how Loka beat him in the prelims, and that's how Loka is pulling ahead right now. But in a knife fight like this, inch by inch, just like trench warfare, right? You have to throw a grenade, and then you dig 1 inch further to your opponent's base, and just an absolute tug of war. You love to see it. And now again, defender's advantage. He'll have the sentry. Oh, Hughie's got. Oh, and again, Loka puts himself broke. So Loka puts himself broke, smoking it to the filter here. So Hughie will have sentry gun support to help here, but he is out tanked, and the reinforcements pouring out right now. But Loka's, oh my God, Snark, I'm getting exhausted just watching it.
This is insane. Yeah, Hughie again has the advantage. He is close. His father is not joining the army, which is a problem. Loka is still winning this fight. Hughie needs to find. Oh, and an elite.
Oh, yep, the elite.
I think Loka's gonna clean it up right now.
Loka still going broke, but I mean, he's going broke, but he's still pumping. You know what? He's still pumping the fodder. I like it, man. He's just like, screw it. Like, I want my dogs in this fight. And once again, the dogs, that fodder advantage. And Hughie, some back and forth, but Loka taking it home here. First point for Loka. It is. It's funny, like, there's some sports where, like boxing, right? Like, boxing has rounds and there's breaks in between because it's, very physically exerting. And I think, but Red Alert 2 is kind of funny, like the players, like, because you're in this battle mode and you're like, and then all of a sudden it ends and the series is still going and you're just like, come on. And then all of a sudden you look over on the stream and you got me over here, like me and Snark are playing Star Catch and fucking around. It's like, these guys are hungry, so I don't blame them. Oh.
Yeah, man. I mean, this map got me going, man. I was in the vibe. I told you, like, all I want to do now is play more games on this map and find the strategy and see if I could make Chrono Legionnaires fucking work on a map for once. But
can you make the Chrono Legionnaires work? And dude, Snark, my head's spinning with possibilities. So the Blitz maps that fit on one screen, I was kind of running out of ideas. Like, I mean, there's things you can do to make them look different, but they play similar, right? So then I was like, anyway, this is exciting. Now that we can do bigger maps, Snark, like, also we let Polier start running with this, like Blitz, this could be the new wave, just what Blitz needed, man. This could be exactly what we need to kind of kick things off. Okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely. If we could get this going. Okay, so Loka this is the second time in a row, right? The SVS Loka just wins. Why? The War Factory advantage. He goes heavier War Factories versus Eco. Hughie's fine-tuning of the Eco isn't perfect enough to counter local calls. Insane 5 trillion War Factories at once, and somehow, even though I'm going broke, still producing tanks. Yeah. So it's a build issue. It's not a tank control issue. It's not a strategy issue. It's a build issue. That's why he lost the past 2 games.
Yep, he's falling behind a little bit, and I do think also as well, Hughie's laying off the fodder. We see positions where Hughie has more money and less dogs, and he's suffering as well. But you're right, it's on the back end right now, and that's what you expect to see on this. Like I said, all these guys came in today, they didn't know this map, right? So they're playing this blind. That really does affect the blitz orders, the build orders. So. Yeah, neither. You said a very similar opening again. Both players kind of respecting each other, not wanting to go into that defensive advantage. And what can Hughie do? He's not going to mix it up. He's not going to go radar. He's going to try to do it the old-fashioned way, and I'm just not sure he can keep up with Loka. Loka's dialed in, man.
Yeah, man. Loka got some build. He got some plan that's just been working for him. This map, it's just been working for him phenomenally. And usually, you know, this is Hughie's playing field, right? He's the one who rhinos and dogs will eat you up. But yeah, let's watch the War Factory count. I think that's going to be very telling this game, to see if they're going to be stay even or is Loka going to pull ahead.
Hughie pulls ahead. Hughie now on 4, Loka on 3. The crates are out. The crates are out. I think they went 2 and 2 on those crates. Maybe I think they split those.
I saw Loka get 1. I saw Hughie get 2. I'm not sure about the last.
Well, Hughie on 12K, Loka on 4. So Hughie pulling ahead on this battle. They're even on War Factories for the moment, but that 13K in the bank is nice for Hughie. Is that one of those positions Hughie needs to be pumping from that War Factory, trying to keep up on his dogs, or potentially get a dog advantage versus Loka here, which could happen with this new economy behind him. Hughie up 10K in the bank right now.
Absolutely, Hughie looking much, much better.
I love these guys just ignoring. I like how they just ignore the Eagle pads, ignore the nuclear reactor. They're just like, yo, give me a rhino and a dog. Hold my beer. I'm heading downfield. These guys have such, it's funny, such similar play styles, but to watch them go back and forth is wildly entertaining. Now dog's pumping from Hughie. Loka puts himself broke. We've seen, now Loka's gone broke in both of their matches, and he's won both their points so far that they've played. So going broke's not the end of it, but certainly having a 10K advantage is looking good for Hughie right now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And again, they're still pretty damn even, but like you said, that economic advantage as we enter this point in the game where Loka's stretching himself to the limit is where Hughie's like, I still got money in my pocket.
And Hughie with a War Factory advantage with more money in the bank here. Yeah, Hughie just can't go AFK on his barracks. He's going to get a tank advantage, and Loka... problem with Loka doesn't know how to retreat. Loka doesn't know how to retreat. Like, you know, he knows no such thing. So you look at the tank swarms, both players constantly TTing here, pulling their tanks into the fight. But Hughie's getting an advantage, boys. Hughie slowly rolling into this, and he's not forgetting about the dogs either. Could be the beginning of the end here for Loka.
It is. Hughie has a major tank advantage right now. He could go in here and just crush Loka's army right here, right now. And that's exactly what he's going to do. Loka's army is melting, and wow. Dude, the economic advantage, the crates.
The crates, and again, guys, we will be dialing back the crates. This is the first time playing the map. The crates are a little too much. I love that it pulls people to the center. I love the excitement and the swings, but we will be dialing back those a little bit, so don't worry about that. Hughie rolling through here. That gives us 1-1. The barn's burning, Snark. Can you believe the ending to this day? We had an 8-player event. Everyone showed up on time. Everyone banged out, even games.
What a barn burner, boys.
What a fucking day to be alive.
Officially burning.
Seen so much action today. The new map is playing wonderfully. We haven't had any bugs, which is kind of incredible because I don't really know what I'm doing when map making. And the barn's fucking burning. 1-1 match point. This is best of 3. Hughie on the right, Loka on the left. And what was interesting in that last point, Snark, when it got to the point where you're like, it's over, right? And, you know, to the untrained eye, you're like, oh, so whenever you have more tanks, it's over. That's not the case. It's because these guys are playing tier 1 Red Alert 2, right? They're only going rhinos and dogs. So when your macro's bigger and your tanks are bigger, you're slowly going to overwhelm them. But that's tier 1. Now, if there was some desolators in the fight, or if they were teching up, then there's some other variables to consider. But these guys are playing sticks and stones, rhinos and dogs, and it's a battle of the back end. Whoever gets their macro going better. It's what we've seen so far. Snark, where are you putting your money?
Oh my god, I mean, it's 2-1 for Loka technically, right? Even though in this finals it's 1-1. So I feel like Loka, yeah, I mean, Loka's going for the risky move, right? It's like Loka's stretching out his economy to a point where he goes completely broke, right? And he's hoping that it gives him enough of an advantage to push. Hughie's going a little bit more steady and more calculated.
Yeah, and we've seen that.
I'm going to go with Loka just because, you know, go with the risk taker.
I think so, and honestly, in what you're saying there, you know, the thing is, if the crates, right? So Loka is spreading himself too thin. If he plays the crates appropriately, you know, a little bit of a coin toss in there as well. You know, then it's gonna, you know, he catapults himself into the mid game with an advantage. But it does rely a little bit on rolling the dice. Snark going with the risk taker. Personally, heavy Hughie, I think he dialed in last point. He's been kicking ass all day, and again, Hughie, guys. Hughie won his way through the first group to get into this second group. So I think the wave's coming, man. I think heavy Hughie's dialed in. I think he's got blood in his eyes right now. I'm going with Hughie, but I'm not comfortable, man. Loka's a beast as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's fun to have Loka back in here. Now, in traditional, both these guys play traditional Snark. Are you familiar with both of them in Yuri's Revenge, regular Red Alert 2?
Yes, I'd say, listen, Loka is a Yuri player in Yuri's Revenge, traditional Yuri's Revenge. He loves playing Yuri, and I've played quite a few series versus him. Always he played Yuri. Hyugi's a Soviet player.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, and it is interesting to see that there. So it's funny, like Loka, sticking to tier 1 tech, maybe because he's a little less comfortable with or familiar with teching up with Soviet. Hyugi plays Soviet every day. This is just his style, man. The crates are out, and we've seen this swing the games before. I believe that puts the crates even at the, or I guess they couldn't be even. I'm not sure who got.
I think Loka got 2, Hyugi got 1, but there is still 1 up for grabs, and now Loka pushing Hyugi got an advantage there in the fight.
Loka, yeah, maybe Hyugi got a little bit too distracted, maybe moving his tanks around for those crates. As you direct your tanks, your tanks need to be coddled. Oh, the MCV move from Hyugi, and that's going to cancel out the sentry gun. The power plant goes down, and that might have put Hyugi low power. Hyugi probably low power right now. You got to think. Yeah, I would say Hyugi probably low power. So Loka, very nice little hit, does grab that power plant. Real first kind of offensive move. We haven't seen these guys do a lot of, it's usually like battle, and then one person rolls through. But that power plant's a nice hit, going to slow him down. And Loka's still with the tank advantage here. Come on, Heavy Hyugi, I'm rooting for you. You're on 10K, pump the sentry guns, pump the fodder. Okay.
Wow, this is...
Oh, and grabs a War Factory. So, ooh, Loka now 3 War Factory advantage for Loka, and that power plant hit. Hyugi, and look at Hyugi still. Hyugi's trying to attack. Hyugi, you're surrounded. You're outgunned 5-1. Go home. Run back to the sentry guns. Oh, beginning of the end here, I think. You got to think Loka gonna be taking this one home.
Yeah, absolutely. Loka looking way stronger, getting the advantage here, and again, look at the money, right? I think that's very, very telling. Loka stretching himself to the limit, like you said with the fodder, like we said with the war factories. Hyugi going for a more steady economy, but at the end of the day, falling behind on the numbers.
I've never seen a player win more games going broke. I mean, normally going broke's the beginning of the end. Loka has gone broke in every game he's won. I mean, and he's going broke for a long period of time. And you gotta love that mentality, man. All in, balls out. Yeah, I like it. Hyugi going down, swinging, running with the MCV, pumping drones, not gonna matter. Loka is our champion. But
Oni rozstajoni w osobie.